Okay, welcome back to Shaving Down Under. I'm Doug. It's Monday afternoon. Beautiful spring day here in Adelaide. Last couple of probably 3 days been pretty wet. Some would say miserable, cold. But today's made up for it. So you see here I'm using a Veilong horsehair brush, and as we discovered with horsehair brushes, you paint your lather on. If you get there and try and face lather, it just tangles up. The horsehair just tangles up. It's a mess. When you wash it out, you've got to get your comb out or a brush and brush the hairs out so they stand up. It's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. It's one of the reasons that turns a lot of people off horsehair, because they don't understand it's got to be painted on, and not casting shadow on those people, because I'd be just casting the shadow on myself. I've done the same thing. I don't know if it was Mark at Friendship Shaving or Laurie at Uncle L. One of those two stumbled on it. It's there to be painted on. So that's what we're doing. Okay, that should be enough. So today we're just acknowledging the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. I've pulled out the number 58. This razor was part of one of the coronation sets. There was also a tech and the number 66. I have the tech in the coronation case. I have a coronation case for the 58, which doesn't contain this razor. It's absolutely NOS, but it contains a Milord, and it was purchased from Canada. So we don't know what happened there. And the 66, I have plenty of those cases, but I don't have a coronation set. So one day I'll get to it. I've had a few chances, but just let them roll. And I'm still travelling with the Wilkinson Sword vintage blade, stainless steel blade. Let's get into it. Now, with the TTOs, I believe this razor is a must buy. I think it's a wonderful shave. It also comes with an aluminium handle. I haven't experienced the aluminium handle, so I can't comment on what that shave is like, but this has the brass handle. And I've never had a bad shave with this razor, regardless of the blade. So you would have seen at the start of the video what soap I'm using, and it's from Phoenix and Bow. We're keeping with the English theme here. The Spitfire and leather, juniper and tobacco, and no doubt when Queen Elizabeth II dealt with Winston Churchill in his office, maybe even hers, they would have been scents that you would have been able to smell when you entered the room. Winston Churchill, you've got your tobacco, you would have had leather furnishings everywhere. You would have had leather furnishings in Queen Elizabeth's private offices, and no doubt a bit of gin with the juniper. And I went with the horsehair brush in acknowledgement of Queen Elizabeth's love of horses. So I've tied it all together the best I can. If I had a corgi brush, I would have used that. So I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a good weekend as well. Yesterday off, today off. You beautiful. I won a Richwood Gillette razor and case on an English auction site, which I'm quite happy to have won. It's not your standard, it's one of the last ones released. It's the old, it's a new. So they're not so common. And when they bob up on the Bay of E, you need a few dollars to get hold of one because the competition is stiff. So I scored that at the lower end of the eBay price range, if it was to have gone on auction on eBay, with a pair of binoculars. That's what it was teamed up with. So very old World War II type binoculars in a case. Now I don't know what I'm going to do with them, so I'll send it to Brian, my proxy address in the UK. And if it's too expensive to send out to Oz, like just maybe we'll try and sell it. Or depending on the condition of them, maybe they're no good. We'll just throw them out. Rightio. So it's going to be, it's interesting with the passing of Queen Elizabeth, especially, I can't imagine what it's like in England, but in Australia, it's like, for the majority of Australians, really, it's who they've only ever known. Running the show sort of thing, or being head of state, in Australia at least. So it's interesting times. The money's going to change. Now we're going to have Charlie's head on the coins and the notes. Although I have heard that there is thoughts of leaving Queen Elizabeth's head on the $5 note over here. Whether that's part of the Constitution that's allowed or not, who knows? Constitutions are written on paper, mate. You can change them. Nothing's set in stone. But sun keeps coming up. Well, it doesn't come up. It just sits there. We keep spinning around it. So life goes on. Within you and without you. To quote a bit of Beatle. So once again, a nice BBS shave with a very under the radar Gillette razor. You know, it sits in the shadows of the 66. It sits in the shadows of the adjustables. But this is one very classy razor, which if you want to get a variety of vintage razors to shave with, the one with the brass handle, I'd say it's made of, is a must-have. Beautiful razor, looks great. Hard to get them in the case, and the case is in really good condition. So if you're not too fussed about that, you can pick these up, 100 Aussie or less, and you just won't regret it. You'll shave with it a lot. Love the scent of this soap, just magnificent. I'll put that just there. So we've got the post-shave lotion. And Phoenix Bowl is one of England's, or the Great Britain's, good or best producers of soaps. Always got something interesting on the go, and I love them. I'll just squeeze a bit out there without trying to squeeze too much out. There we have it. So I've got the public holiday in Australia this Thursday. Quite a few people whinging, business groups and things like that, but let's face it, we were always going to have a public holiday, weren't we, for this occasion? So whether you have it this Thursday, I think Thursday is a silly day to have it. They should have just done it on Friday or next Monday. Make it into a long weekend. I think long weekends are an Australian tradition. I think, no, I won't get political. But, yeah, I just think I should have made it just a long weekend. You know, what the hell? People are going to have Thursday off and then pull a sickie on Friday and turn it into a 4-day long weekend. Like, it's counterproductive. So if business groups are whinging that it should be on the Friday instead, I understand that, I agree with it, but I think they're just whinging in general. We've got to do this and now we've got to cancel this and that, we've got to blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking, yeah, we hear, but for this occasion, you're always going to have a public holiday. So just suck it up. Life ain't meant to be easy. And if you can't handle the bumps in the road, get off the road, get out of the car and throw away your keys. That's just life. On that bit of wisdom, Dougie Warren wisdom, I'm going to leave you. So I all hope you have a great week ahead. I got the unboxing on Wednesday. Still no idea why that boxing a couple of weeks ago went ballistic through the roof. No idea at all. Strange thing. YouTube's a strange thing. Once you start doing these videos, you know, get your channel up and running, you have strange things happen that, you know, there's no real explanation for. This is one of those events. Okay, I've won some other things on local auction sites, some presents for my missus for Christmas. I like to get in ahead of the Christmas rush. The last few Christmases, I've had no shopping to do really at Christmas time. It's magic. Don't have to be part of the mayhem. I suggest you do the same. For the people you buy presents for, just scout ahead. Look around you. What's around you? Buy it now. Wrap it up come Christmas time. Okay, people, I'll run. I'll let you go, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. Ciao for now.